Welcome to Catholic Answers Live, the program where you participate with your questions about apologetics and evangelization, including the most important theological, spiritual, moral, and social issues facing the world today. We're not taking live calls. However, we invite you to stay with us and enjoy the broadcast. Now, from San Diego, Catholic Answers Live.
Greetings, welcome. I'm Jerry Usher, filling in as host today, and we are not taking live calls because of the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, and today we've got 2 hours of Q&A open forum. Jimmy Akin, senior apologist at Catholic Answers, in the first hour, and Mark Brumley, who is the president of Ignatius Press, will be with us in hour number 2. And you might be wondering, well, how do you do a Q&A without calls? Well, obviously on our Facebook page and email and in so many other ways, we get questions from people all the time. So we have a ton of questions that we can draw from. And Jimmy, that's what we're going to do today. But first of all, happy, blessed Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you. Likewise. Even though, from our perspective, Thanksgiving is still in the future because we're pre-recording.
I know. It's still in the future, but it's now yesterday. And
we are all together, goo-goo-goo-joob.
That's right. Well, after the show, I'm going to grab some leftover turkey, and
some of that turkey fried rice, yeah.
That's right. Do you do anything interesting, unique, special on Thanksgiving?
I usually, none of my relatives live here in San Diego, but I usually go over to the house of some friends of mine in the dance community, and we get together.
All right, very good. Well, as I said, Jimmy, we have a plethora of questions to draw from. So if you're all set, we can just jump right in.
Let's do.
Okay, Catholic Answers Live. Settle in, buckle up, grab a cup of coffee, some leftover food. Hope you're having a restful and prayerful holiday weekend, everyone. All right, our first question comes from Romeo via Catholic Answers Live Facebook page. Hi, Mr. Jimmy Akin, ! I wonder if you're familiar with the Feast of the Black Nazarene here in the Philippines. And Romeo says, to give an overview, it's an approved Catholic devotion, and once a year a procession is done to commemorate this event. During the procession, seas of people flock the statue and either touch the ropes or wipe the statue with a towel or a handkerchief. I find this event somewhat borderline idolatry, especially most people think that the statue itself has its own powers. Can you share your insights on this? Many thanks, and we appreciate all your hard work. God bless.
Well, thank you. I'm not familiar with the Feast of the Black Nazarene, but obviously Romeo's given us enough that I can comment on it. In terms of, we need to be clear about what idolatry is. Idolatry isn't just the religious use of a statue. That's clear from a variety of things, including the fact that God commanded the use of religious statues in the Old Testament, such as the bronze serpent that he used to heal people, or the statues of cherubim that were over in the Holy of Holies in the temple. And so God doesn't have a problem with religious statuary. What idolatry is thinking that a statue is a god. And they would have a kind of ceremony in the ancient world where after the idol maker would produce an idol, they had this ceremony that would then identify it with the god it represented, and it was viewed as then an expression of that god, not merely as a symbol of the god, but as an expression of the god. And that's not what's happening here, in all likelihood. Now, if someone thinks that the statue that's used in the Feast of the Black Nazarene, if someone thinks that statue is literally a god, well, then that is idolatry. But I'm betting that that's not how people in general understand the matter. So let's proceed to the next question about what if they think it has powers? Well, we need to ask a question here. Do they think that God may use it as a way of, for example, providing healing or other blessings? Well, that's not necessarily wrong. God can do that. In fact, that was the case with the bronze serpent in the Old Testament. When people had been bitten by a serpent during a particular plague of serpents they were experiencing, if they looked to the bronze serpent statue that God commanded Moses to make, they could be healed. And so God was using a statue of a snake to heal people from snake bite. And so God can use statues, like other physical objects, as a way of providing healing or other blessings. So if they're, touching the ropes or touching the statue with a towel or a handkerchief, in hope that God will do something through that action, then they're not necessarily wrong. That's not idolatry. That's an enacted form of prayer and trust in God. On the other hand, if they think that apart from God, the statue has some kind of healing ability or otherwise some other ability to bestow blessings, then that wouldn't be idolatry. That would be superstition, because apart from God and what God may choose to do as a miracle, statues don't have any intrinsic healing or blessing properties. And so consequently, that would be superstitious. But it still wouldn't be idolatry because they wouldn't be looking to the statue as a deity.
All right, very much. Thank you, Jimmy, for that. And Romeo, thanks for your question through Catholic Answers Live Facebook page. It is a pre-recorded Catholic Answers Live today. I'm Jerry Escher, filling in as host.